Boom shakalaka. What is going on, everybody? Randall here from Crypto Love, and today's episode is how low can Bitcoin go? The Bitcoin limbo. So, everybody sees the markets are taking a big dump today. A big old bloody red poopy. Okay, it's blood red diarrhea. You should probably go see a doctor about that. Could be some GI bleeding. Doesn't look good. But what does this mean? How low is Bitcoin going to go? I will give you my 2 Satoshis. You see what I did there? Woo! All right. So, guys, the market is obviously tanking. Market cap is down almost 20 billion overnight, down to $227 billion. All right. Price is a-changing. Some of the biggest losers are down like 24%. Wanchain, Loopring, EOS, Loom, IOTA. And these aren't bad projects. They're just shitting the bed, so to speak. I use quotes, so it's not a bad word. Now, where is Bitcoin going? What is causing this? Well, guys, we were on kind of a down... let's be honest. We're in a bear market. Who didn't know that? We're in a bear market right now, okay? And we've been on a downswing for a while, since December 17th, okay? We've been coming down. Now, there was kind of like a little price cycle over the past 2 months, okay? It ended June 28th, and then, boom, started coming back up to July 24th, month-long upswing, and then prices coming back down precipitously over the past couple days because of the ETF rejections. Oh, boo-hoo. Not even rejections, postponement. Well, there was one, the Winklevoss one got rejected. And then the Van Eck, SolidX, CBOE one got postponed. Pushed back just a little bit. As you can see right now, Bitcoin's following this little descending tract right here. It broke through the 50-day moving average, which is never a great sign in terms of strong markets. Where is it going? Well, this first line right here, this Fibonacci, the 78.6 line is right at $6,400. We might find some support there. All right, if it breaks through there, could be going down to where we found previous support and resistance, right around $6,200. If it breaks through there, yeah, we might be seeing the lows again at $5,800. And guess what? There's even some people that talk about Bitcoin, the last great place of Bitcoin support, being around $3,000, where we saw some resistance here and some support here. We haven't seen that for quite a while. Bitcoin could very well go down to $3,000. It could very well go down lower than that. It's a volatile market. But what do I think? I think it's likely that it could potentially go back down to this $5,800 mark. If you take a look over the past few iterations of this, I'm just going to remove these things here. But you can see that not exactly, but pretty much we're finding a bottom right there. And pretty much the highs just keep getting lower and lower. So we have somewhat of a wedge here. Eventually we'll have a breakout. Is there bad news about Bitcoin? Like, is it, are they finding out that Bitcoin's been hacked, that there's problems with the software, that the development team is all up in arms, that it's never going to be adopted, that, there's some better solution? No. Nothing is fundamentally changing with it. It's just a whole bunch of cuckoos in the market. Cuckoo birds in the market. So I don't think anything's fundamentally changing. Yeah, price. We need to find a bottom. And then once we find a bottom, we build a foundation, we go up. That's how it works. Now, other things I'd like to look at, obviously the MACD. If you want to, you can trade on that. You can make a lot of money, a good amount of money. Not financial advice, but you can make a decent amount of money just trading Bitcoin on the MACD between Bitcoin and a stable token. I've been talking about that all the time. When the blue line, the MACD, is above the orange line, the signal line, you hold Bitcoin. When it's underneath, you hold the stable token. That way, as you ride the price up, you ride that Bitcoin price up, and then when it starts dropping, guess what? You're holding in stable token, then you buy back in cheaper. Easy, simple stuff to do that I talk about all the freaking time, but who listens? Also, guys, look at this. The RSI indicator, pretty darn low. Good time to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is oversold right now. Again, not financial advice. Now, like I mentioned, all of this, a lot of the price action, especially over the past 24 hours, has just been because the U.S. SEC has postponed the Bitcoin ETFs. It's postponed it. It hasn't canceled it. It hasn't denied it. It hasn't said no. It just said, hey, listen, we need to get more research because we know nothing about it, which is totally true. They know nothing about cryptocurrencies, so they need to do a bit more research until September 30th. Not bad news. So, like, even, I mean, on Reddit, they're saying the funniest thing is that nothing happened. All we did was get good news, and the price goes from 7,500 to 6,500. Freaking nuts. Also, you know, this is awesome. Okay, drunk dude. Number one, people talk the truth when they've been drinking. But this guy says, anybody trying to pretend that crypto is not the future? I'm drunk, so I'm effing sick of people waiting for an ETF or some fucking bullish news. Isn't it clear that crypto is a stupid future? Are we fucking stupid going to keep going through the banks and stupid middlemen that inflate prices and create crisis to pay for our things? Fuck them. I agree with this dude. And the comments are great. We should all be more like drunk guy. And then Smiley Malaise says working on it. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So, guys, I mean, I believe that crypto is the future. And listen, all this stuff about ETFs and about banks getting into it and institutional investors, guys, if you don't remember, the Bitcoin white paper, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. This came out because banks fucked us. They fucked our money, okay? They spent it all. We got fucked, okay? So Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Stop waiting on the banks for the price to go up. Just believe in the technology, tell people how awesome it is, and eventually the more adoption, the price will go up. However, that being said, you know, the market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. So for people who might have gone all into cryptocurrencies, yikes, might be rough. You might have to pick up a second job or a third job right now, all right? Because the markets can remain irrational, and the markets are very irrational. I mean, look at this. We had good news. There's an ETF coming. We had the stock exchange New York Stock Exchange is going to make Bitcoin the world currency. We had the ETF is not rejected, just delayed, all good news, and yet the price goes down. That is an irrational market, in my opinion. So it can remain irrational longer than you can solve it. So, you know, you just have to kind of wait for it. And guys, if you don't want to wait for it, if you prefer to trade or do something like that, like I said, trading on the MACD, pretty easy. Or if you want to trade more, check out the signal profits link down below. They tell you which cryptos are going up, going down based on the day, and they're pretty damn good at what they do. So that's that. But I couldn't leave you with that because, listen, depressing news. Bitcoin may go down to $3,000. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-fucking-do. All right? Am I concerned about that? No. I'm sorry that some of you lost money? Yes. Without a doubt. Okay? But does it matter in the grand scheme of things? No. Okay? Listen, if you're concerned about this and you've been in Bitcoin for longer than 3 years, okay, tell me I'm a freaking retard. However, if you've been in it for less than a year and you're concerned, cool the jets, okay? Like, I know you wouldn't have lost as much money if you put it in a bank account, but there's no way you could have had any gains whatsoever if you put it in a bank account. So, I just want to go through a few things. Number one, I don't think that Bitcoin can fall too much below $6,000, at least for long, for two reasons. Number one, there's a whole bunch of people waiting to buy in when the price goes below that. And number two, the price that it costs to mine a Bitcoin. Now, this was made back in May, so it's a few months old. It's more expensive now to mine Bitcoin because the algorithm gets harder all the time. But let's take a look. Some places, it could be cheap in Albania to mine Bitcoin, but nobody's mining Bitcoin there, okay? Other places, Israel, $6,000. Look at this. In South Korea, $26,000 to mine a Bitcoin. Now, this is just based on electricity itself, but averages out to about $6,000. I mean, a lot of these places are $14,000. Some of them, Myanmar, only $1,000. Maybe you should open up a Bitcoin mining farm in Myanmar. That's just based on electricity. But in order to mine Bitcoin, they need a few things. They need cheap electricity, they need fast internet speeds, and preferably cold climates. So, I mean, even in the United States, almost $5,000 to mine a Bitcoin. So once it gets below there, miners aren't going to be selling their Bitcoin. Definitely not. So that'll decrease the circulating supply, and if the demand remains the same, guess what? The price goes up. Lastly, I just want to say, guys, Everybody talks about Bitcoin being a bubble, and yes, this was a little bubble. But, I mean, check it out. This was Amazon's bubble during the dot-com era. Look, it looked like that, and guess what? Amazon is way the fuck up there right now. Same thing with Apple. Oh, dot-com bubble, way the fuck up there. All right? So try not to worry too much about it. Too much. Oh, yeah. Also, guys, dot-com bubble, 6.7 trillion. Cryptocurrencies, 250 million. It was almost a trillion. Still, like 6 or 7 times. And the dot-com bubble was just in the U.S. This is worldwide. So, not to mention that it's Bitcoin. So, hope you guys enjoy that. Guys, try not to freak the fuck out because it's, it could be all over. The price could be going down. But, if you think the price is going down, hedge your bets. Put it into a stable token. If you don't think the price is down, hold it in Bitcoin. I don't really give a fuck what the price does because I'm just trying to accumulate as much crypto as I can because I think that's the future. But those are my thoughts. Don't do what I do. Do your own thoughts, your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm no expert. So just want to make that video for you guys. I love you all. Have a good one. All right. Peace.